Well, many people in the gay community are up in arms because of Barack Obama's selection to give the prayer at his inauguration. He's picked Pastor Rick Warren. Now, Pastor Rick Warren was for Proposition 8 in California that basically reaffirmed marriages between one man and one woman. All right, I want to hear from you on this one. You were taking your calls at 1-877-TEL-HLN whether or not this was a good selection. You can email us as well, cnn.com/prime news. Joining us now to talk about this, Democratic strategist Maria Cardona. Also with us, President from the Human Rights Campaign, Joe Solmonese, is a gay rights group. And again, taking your calls at 1-877-TEL-HLN. All right, Joe. Many will say this is a day on Barack Obama's inauguration to bring the country together, and I'll argue that by inviting Rick Warren, he is bringing people together of all kinds of different viewpoints. What is wrong with that?
I've always admired President-elect Obama's mission and attempt to bring all sorts of Americans together. I think it defined his campaign and it'll define his administration. I just think that this day, inaugural day, is a symbolic moment in this country to turn a page from one of the most divisive administrations in modern history to a new time in this country. And the symbolic decision to pick Rick Warren, a man who not only supported the passage of Proposition 8, but likened the relationships of same-sex couples to incest, pedophilia, polygamy, is the kind of divisive language that I think is not only insensitive to gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender Americans, but also politically short-sighted on the administration and President-elect Obama's part. Okay,
we're going to take your calls on this at 1-877-TEL-HLN. Hear from Maria Cardona as well. Keep in mind, Rick Warren's church has done more than just about any other church in the fight against HIV/AIDS, poverty, helping out the folks in Rwanda. We'll continue our conversation right after this. And we're continuing our conversation here on Prime News on HLN concerning some of the gay community upset over Barack Obama's pick to choose Rick Warren, Pastor Rick Warren, to deliver the prayer at his inauguration. Democratic strategist Maria Cardona joins us. What's your thoughts on the pick, Maria?
I think that we need to think about a couple things. The first one is that this inauguration is much bigger than Rick Warren, and it is a symbolic time to bring everybody together. So I think it does speak to the campaign message that President-elect Obama has talked about throughout his campaign, that even though we disagree on some of these issues, it shouldn't keep us from coming to the table to talk about the issues that we do agree on. And you said it earlier, Mike, Rick Warren has been, I think, a trailblazer in his own church in telling Christians that they need to focus on some true Christian values of fighting poverty, HIV/AIDS, healthcare, education, genocide, and I think those are the things that we can focus on. And then the other thing I would say is that he has not picked Rick Warren to be the head of his domestic policy council.
Good
so
point.
Nobody should think that Rick Warren is going to have anything to do with any policies whatsoever.
Gotcha. Hey, guys, we're going to take your calls on this. 1-877-TEL-HLN. It's coming up. All right, Joe Solmonese, president of the Human Rights Campaign, again, does not like the pick. You heard from President Obama. Again, it's an inclusive message to allow Rick Warren in.
As I said earlier, I think I admire President-elect Obama's attempts to reach out. I admired the fact that he went to the Saddleback Church, that he has engaged Rick Warren and others in a dialogue. I just think at this moment in time, such an important and symbolic moment, and one that all Americans are looking for a message of unity, this was a short-sighted and insensitive pick. And I think even Maria would agree with me on this, that, I think the other thing that the leadership of the gay community is upset about is the fact that, obviously a group of people sat around the table and thought about this lineup and talked about this lineup, and either the question never came up, is there a downside to any of these picks? Do we do our politics and reach out and make sure there's not a problem here, or did they make that conscious decision and simply ignore it?
Well, again, Rick Warren is very popular, and as we mentioned, Rick Warren and he and his church, they do some great things. They are doers and not just talkers. I think that's what went into the decision, right, Maria?
Yeah, and I think that is what they're focusing on. But, let's not mince words here, and President-elect Obama said this earlier. He is a fierce defender of gay rights, and he does not agree with Rick Warren on these issues, nor does he agree with him on abortion. But again, I think what President-elect Obama is trying to do is signal that he is the president for all Americans, not just Democrats, not just progressives, and he wants to knock down the old barriers that in the past have kept us from talking to each other and have kept us talking past each other without finding real solutions to the problems we face.
All right, let's get a couple calls in. Jeanette in Indiana, your thoughts on this, Jeanette?
Well, my thought is, picking Rick Warren, I understand that he agrees with some of his views.
Right.
However, you know, when he was looking for all the votes, when he was coming up for president-elect, he specifically stated that he was for the gay and lesbian community. Well, now he's picking someone who's against gay and lesbians. Does this not make him look like a hypocrite? Because it does to our community.
All right, let's get another call in. Suzanne in Massachusetts.
Hi.
Hi, Suzanne. Good or bad pick here with Pastor Rick Warren?
Well, you know, I'm surprised that the gay community is shocked by this election due to the fact that Biden and Obama stated that they do not support gay marriage.
Right.
I think this pick affirms his position and is very unfortunate for the gay community, and I certainly don't condone this pick. I think it was unfortunate.
You do not like the Rick Warren pick?
I do not. I do not. I think, you know, one thing is to get everybody involved, but when somebody like Rick Warren, who does eliminate a lot of people, it kind of affirms his position, and it shows the gay community that he does not support.
Okay, guys, we're going to have to leave it there. Again, let's make it clear. Rick Warren and Barack Obama agree that they are not supporters of gay marriage, so I want to make that point as well. Joe Solmonese and Maria Cardona, we appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming on.
you.
And hey, programming reminder, make sure you stick around for Issues with Jane Velez Mitchell. Again, she will have the latest on today's developments in the Kaylee Anthony case. Thanks for watching.